Hello, welcome back to the Beautiful Things channel. It's been a while, I'm sorry. I have been keeping up with my weekly BTHQ banter videos and uploading those on a Friday, but other stuff has had to take a backseat because I've simply been so busy changing the way I live my life. Basically. But I wanted to come on today and do a video that I think will help a lot of you. I am not going to be doing a mask tutorial. There are so many already out there, and I have my own opinions on the whole handmade mask thing, but I have been making these masks using the Craft Passion tutorial and instructions, but what I thought would be really handy for you would be a video to show you how to batch make, because these don't actually take all that long to make. But if you are to make one on its own, from cutting out right through to finish, you're probably looking at anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour, depending on your level of sewing. However, if you batch make them, you can really cut that time down. I made 4 of these the other day in 1 hour, so that is a really useful time saver. So I thought I'd show you how I batch make. Now you can apply these principles to any mask that you choose to make. It's just a case of breaking down each of the instruction points into bite-sized segments and continuing all of them at once. So let me explain. I am just going to make 2 today, just to show you how I batch make, because I haven't actually got time to make 4, and I don't need to make 4. I'm making a mask for my daughter. She very rarely comes into contact with another human being, but I have told her I'm going to take her to the garden centre on Sunday, so I wanted her to have one for that. So the first thing I would suggest you do is make yourself a template. Now I've used my Cricut Maker to cut myself a template, and if you've got one of those to hand, you will find it so much easier. Just use simple things like cereal packet. It's alive. Cereal packet is perfect to make your templates with. You can cut your masks on the Cricut Maker, however it takes twice as long because you can only cut them really 1 or 2 at a time. So make yourself a cardboard template. That is my first tip. As well as batch sewing, you also want to do some batch cutting. So cut out all of your outers. First of all, do them as pairs. So you can put your fabric right sides together, so you can cut out a pair. Cut out all of your outers first, and then cut out all of your linings, and then cut out any additional parts such as the nose pieces. You can even multi-batch cut. So this is going to be lining, so it's got no right side or wrong side. So I've got 2 layers of white fabric. I make sure that it's big enough for my template, and then I can fold it on itself again. So I've now got 4 layers of fabric, and I can place my template on and cut round with a rotary cutter. So I'm actually cutting 2 mask linings at once. So whether you're making 10 masks or 2 masks, do all of your cutting in one go, and then take it to the ironing board and do all of your ironing that you can. So for these masks on the lining pieces, you have to turn the sides in by 2, and on the nose pieces you turn them in once and fold them in half, and then the outer pieces I've just given a press. So I've done any pressing that I can do at this point now, all in one go. When it comes to choosing a colour thread for your machine, pick something that you don't mind seeing throughout. You don't want to be changing threads every time you sew. Chain piece anything you can. So what that means is stitch a piece and carry on stitching like so. So I'm going to stitch that piece. Just as I get to the end, I'm going to put another piece underneath my presser foot and carry on sewing. When I get to the end of that piece, I'm going to put another piece under my presser foot and carry on sewing. You can chain piece as many pieces as you like. Anything that needs stitching, like the nose pieces and the edges of the masks. And when you get to the end, simply reach behind your machine for your long chain of work, and you can flip the pieces over and sew the other side, all in the same chain. All you then need to do is just snip the threads between each piece. Then follow any instructions one step at a time, but doing the same step on each mask. So for instance, these two pieces need to be placed right sides together, as do these two pieces, as do these two pieces, as do these two pieces. And then they all need to be stitched down here. So I will stitch, stitch, stitch and stitch. And then basically just carry on following each step in your instructions and repeating that step on every single mask that you're making. So for me, it would now be clipping into the curves on all of my mask pieces and then putting them right sides together. So I would clip all of them, I would cut all of them, I would clip them all together, and then I would stitch them all at the same time. I would attach all of the nose pieces at the same time. I'd then press in the edges all at the same time and then insert the elastics all at the same time. So if you're working on each step on each mask, you can make anything from 2 to 100 masks all at the same time, and you should complete them at roughly the same time, and it is so much quicker. So the same goes for anything you're making. If you're making stuff to sell at craft fairs, for instance, you're using my tutorial to make a tissue pouch, make 10 at once. It's so much quicker than making one at a time. I hope that helps. I'll see you soon. Happy mask making. Stay safe. Thanks for watching. Bye.